If you think you've bitten off more than you can chew with some lofty New Year's resolutions, which is exactly what we're talking about, so many people write them all down, maybe a little hypnotism can help be a little bit of a beneficial tool for you. So we have some good ideas for you, and, you know, it's this time of year. Has anyone ever thought about hypnotism for this?
Well, Kathleen Milligan has.
Yeah,
in fact, she is a certified hypnotherapist. And tomorrow is actually World Hypnosis Day. So are we all going to be walking around in a trance tomorrow?
Yes, actually, World Hypnosis Day.
People do things.
Yes, exactly. Which isn't unlike what happens.
Now, do you find this is a busy time of year for you?
It is,
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, leading up to New Year's, I had a number of smokers doing the marathon mile to get to the finish line by New Year's to quit smoking. I do see them before New Year's so that they're complete by New Year's. And so that was actually a lot of fun, and now people that have made decisions to quit smoking after. I also have had conversations with pharmacists that say, how can you help? There's many people that aren't succeeding with their New Year's resolutions. Is there any way we can combine services? Because
well, that's good.
Even the pharmaceutical companies know that not just one thing is the thing that will work.
Well, that's kind of interesting in that maybe other aspects of medicine are starting to look at more non-traditional methods, right?
Yeah.
And let's face it, I mean, not that hypnotherapy is anything new, but you know, a lot in the medical profession have tended to stick to more traditional practices. But there's a lot of success that can be made with hypnotherapy, right?
Yeah, and I think doctors especially see that they can't do it all, and when clients or their patients continue to come back without success and are facing serious health issues, that they do have to look at some alternatives, and that often these issues like smoking and health, heart, other blood pressure issues can be emotional related to stress, related to anger, problems that people feel they don't have control over, so they're doing other things like smoking.
So what are you finding would be the most common? Obviously smoking is definitely one of them, that someone would come in, you know, just with concerns and maybe trying to make changes for a new year. What else would you hear?
I have right now I have some interesting clients that are looking to make changes in their business. They want more success. They want to have a plan for the year, so they're looking at a number of ways of doing that, and knowing that maybe what they're doing with themselves in their business isn't as successful as they'd like it to be, so they might need to think about what it could look like. So I like to say begin with the end in mind. So what is it that you want to achieve, and let's go there within your imagination, under hypnosis, with a really clear vision of what it would look like with that success, which is the same with smokers and with people that want to lose weight or want to pick up more fitness regimen or improve their fitness level. It's not just people that aren't exercising, it's people that want to improve their sports or their game.
And the thing is, and the biggest misconception about hypnotherapy is that no one will do anything that they don't want to do, right? I mean, you can't force people or make people do something that's not within them to do.
No, unfortunately I can't. Even my husband.
Tried it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you put so much trances on him and he just won't change.
Well, he's soundly sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. And what I was going to say about resolutions is that people often go from thought to action. They have a thought of what they want to do and they go right to the action of doing it. But really the motivation part of getting change to happen is the feeling part. So thought plus feeling equals action. So changing the feeling. Typically people want to have the outcome is a feeling. They want to be happy. They think that new car or that new body or the new non-smoking life is going to achieve happiness for themselves and for others as well. But typically, if they work on the happiness part, then they're able to achieve the action part better than if they just go from thought to action.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever have people come in who actually want to address their own personality, maybe a personality flaw that they have? I mean, something like anger, because it's a little bit deeper than that, but even just the way they work with people or the way they deal with situations. Can you help people with that too?
Yes, I can. I have some experience with one particular person that wanted to be able to remember names.
Right.
Sure. I should go for that.
That's a good one.
Oh,
that's tough.
It was a really important part of the position that they were in, to remember names, and it was...
You know what, Laura and I have been working for so long, but I still, sometimes I don't remember... Oh, sorry, Leslie. Yeah, sorry.
Exactly.
Exactly, but that's true. That is tough for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And as you would say, this particular person, in a certain situation, you really need to grasp names quickly.
Yeah.
Right?
So memory enhancement is what it is, but working with it specifically in that way.
We could use that on our show, memory enhancement.
So like, okay, so how many sessions would you need for that? Are there exercises that would be required to help build that ability to remember?
Yeah, obviously it needs to be tested, and it needs to be performed in a way that the person is able to have a better outcome. The more they do it, the more they're able to see what they need to improve. So if it's just a small situation, then it could only be 1 or 2 sessions. But if it's ongoing and it really has
it's a habitual problem. You don't get anybody around you.
Memory deficit.
Really, when you think of it in one way, the brain, which is what you're treating, is not unlike the body and muscles. And the more you work it, and the more you challenge it and exercise it, the stronger it'll get. Right?
Yeah, but unfortunately, naturally resist change, even if it's thoughts. So if it's a way of coping, then the body or the mind reverts to the typical way of coping, which is with resolutions, the mind wants to go back to what is safe. And even if it is what the behavior was and is trying to change, that person and that mind has been doing that behavior for so long, it's comfortable with it, and it really naturally resists it. So
it's about breaking that chain,
breaking the
right?
belief, changing the belief, which is where hypnosis goes in, and the subconscious mind then believes something different, believes it's possible. And even we're conditioned with New Year's resolutions to believe they're not going to work.
Right, you're right,
Because after years, and we were talking about this on the morning show this morning as well, like, you know, where just, you talk about writing down your New Year's resolution, whether it's to lose 10 pounds, and if you've been trying to lose 10 pounds for the last 15 years on your January New Year's resolution, you kind of know it hasn't been happening. Yeah. You kind of already said, okay, I know I'm going to be out of it by February or whatever.
So how do I make it different this time? How do I make it succeed where in past years it's failed, right? And if you go back, as you say, over years, but this would be a good step one, right?
Yeah. And I think even if what people can do at home for themselves is if they have a New Year's resolution and they have slipped off the path of whatever it is they're trying to do, don't complain about it, because if they're complaining about it, they're getting more of the same, because the mind resisting the change sees that the person is reinforcing it by complaining.
So evil mind.
Yes.
So if you can celebrate the successes, don't complain about the failures, and just continue on. It's possible to change. Because people have done it, and obviously there's a tradition that we've developed to do it, to improve our lives on January 1st every year. I would like to say improve our lives every day of the year, which probably would lead to more success if that's how we looked at it, rather than one day of the year and then gave up and tried again next year.
Now, we mentioned that Friday is World Hypnosis Day, and you're going to be taking part in an event, right, for that?
Yes, I'm hosting the event.
Okay, and that's going to be at the 4 Points by Sheraton, St. Catharines, Niagara Suites, 3530 Shimon Parkway, Thorold. And you can go to actionhypnosis.ca for details, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
good
very
stuff.
good.
And there's the phone number.
Good.
And so what exactly will happen there?
We'll have a group of a number of people, and I will do some exercises where people believe or not that they're hypnotizable, because some people have never experienced it. So there's a few interesting things to do just quickly to understand that it's just the imagination, it's suggestibility. When we're watching TV, we're hypnotized. When we're driving on the road, we're hypnotized. It's not a bad thing. It's just
and it demystifies it, right? And takes away a lot of those preconceived notions of what hypnosis is all about. You're not going to all of a sudden come out of it and people are staring at you, pointing and laughing, right? It's not going to be like that.
It's very friendly. And the subconscious mind basically would never let anybody do anything that they wouldn't want to do. And like I've said before, even if it's good. So the event will, it'll be fun, it'll be interesting, it'll be interactive.
Awareness and information, right?
Yeah, and that's the whole point of it, World Hypnotism Day.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Milligan. All right, and have a happy World Hypnosis or Hypnotherapy Day. Coming up, John Savitas is going to hypnotize me into becoming a fitness freak.
The first at home of the year. So perfect.
Don't go away.